Yo, boys, back with another video. Today we're going to be doing a good old-fashioned Assassination Rogue Guide. It's been a minute, and, that is that. So, pretty much the basics. We're going to start off with the gear, and maybe we'll do a Rogue Mage Guide, sometime this week. Get that over with, but, obviously I'm not best in slot yet, but we're still getting there. Now, for, your gear, you want to be running 2 set. I'm actually running 3 because I just happened to get a bad Volt, and I just happened to just put it on because I didn't have anything else. But you're pretty much running the bloody token gear on your belt, your cape, and your wrist. And then you're going to be running the Verse Mastery ring. Obviously, you're going to be running the crafted boots. Mine aren't the updated ones, so there's that. And they're going to be running the Eng goggles. So that's pretty much your gear. I'm running the crit daggers right now. That just seems the best. There might be another option that you can do. You might be able to do something like I think there's like a PvE weapon or something that you can get, but I wouldn't worry about it. I would just do the 2 daggers and you're good. So that's pretty much your gear. Nothing really. It's kind of just the same thing as it's always been. Um, Now for your talents, you're going to be going I'll have these built in the description, so just check there, go down, or just copy paste all this, whatever you want to do. So this is really never changing. You can just keep this the same. For your PP talents, usually they're going to look like you're always keeping Hemotoxin, you're always keeping Smoke Bomb. Now for your Dismantle, your Disarm, if you're facing melee, great, use it. Usually I don't use this against like DHs, BM Hunters, stuff like that. So if I'm not running Disarm, I'm usually going to be running Veil of the Midnight. It's basically like Bubble. It's really good against Windwalkers, especially because you can cloak all their karma and everything. So, I run this versus non melees that I can disarm pretty much. But this is how it's going to look. Normally, the only one you're switching out is either Veil of the Midnight or Disarm. That's pretty much your PvP talents. Now for your add-ons, the same add-ons as I've always had. Ability Team Tracker just tracks your abilities cooldowns. Big debuffs, we all know what that does. Increases the debuff side of crowd control effects on the Blizzard Ray frame, so it basically tells you what's going on in the game. Capping, this is just for the thing up top. Details damage meter, I'd always suggest having that. We're going to go down here. Nameplate cooldowns, everyone asks me how I can see their cooldowns above their thing. That's what nameplate cooldowns does. Omni bar, pretty much the basics. Omni CD, it's basically the same thing, but I have both of them up just in case. S Arena updated, pretty much as Arena. You can either run Gladius or S Arena. I do S Arena, but you can do whatever you want to do. So there's that. Let me close that out. We have Trophy GCD, basically shows what I'm using down here. I just do it mainly so you guys know what I'm clicking or whatever, but it's not like a super important thing. That's pretty much my add-ons. So I got about 5 or 6 add-ons. Pretty much the basics. So that's pretty much it for your gear and talents. Now for your macros, I only have my Shadow Dance macro, which would be my Burst macro. Let me find it here. I have a lot of them named the same. So it looks like it's right here. So it's going to do slash cast Shadow Dance, slash cast Blood Fury Rachel, which is my Rachel. And then slash use, instead of this, what we would do is that. So slash use, link your trinket, your badge trinket, and then slash cast Thistle Tea. So basically when you click this, it's going to automatically click your Thistle Tea, your trinket, your Orc Rachel, and that's pretty much it for that. I have a gouge macro, but there's really no point in having it because it automatically stops you from auto attacking when you use it. That's pretty much all of my macros. I don't really run that many macros on my rogue. It'd be good to have like blind macros if you have extra keybinds and you just can get used to it, but I don't run them, like right at the moment at least. So that's pretty much that. Now for you always want to be rocking these poisons. Crippling and Wound Poison, it's really good to run. Pretty much you're always running those. Now for your actual rotation, I'm trying to get this video over as fast as possible so you guys can just get... Nobody really wants to watch a 40-minute video about me explaining what's going on, so... First, pretty much, you're going to open with Groats. So your main goal is to get Groats on every target. So if they're stacked, it's going to go on both of them. So if I were to Groat, it's going to Groat all of these. But if they're all spread out, what you're going to do is you're going to run, garrote this guy, garrote that guy, and garrote that guy. After you've done that, your goal is to put up ruptures, some mutilates, get 4 to 5 common point ruptures up on everybody, and then at that point, you're good to go. So this would be your normal open. So you're going to open here. So we have a garrote on everybody. Now we're basically, this is all you have to do right here. So when they're lit up like that, it means whenever I click them, they're going to go on multiple targets. So, as you can see, everybody has garrotes, everybody has, rupture on them, which is good. So as long as all 3 people have garrotes and ruptures, that's pretty much what you're trying to do, is just keep up your bleeds on everybody. And then off that, all you're going to be doing is you're pretty much going to kidney shot, use your burst macro, which would be, your Shadowlands macro. Make sure you have full bleeds up on the main target when you're bursting him. So what you're going to do is you're going to kidney him, use your Shadow Dance macro, into a Death Mark, into a Kingsbane, into a Shiv. Now, I'm trying to see here. So yeah, this is what I usually do. So I'll get my common points here. I'm going to Kidney Shot, Burst, Death Mark, Kingsbane, Shiv, and then I'll do damage right before the kidney ends. I'm going to re-groat so it re-silences them, and at this point you're kind of just throttling damage. At this point, if he's not dead, I just go and bleed the other targets and just keep hitting this guy. And that's pretty much your burst. That's just like your go. I don't think it matters too much if you shiv beforehand. So like, let's say you kidney shiv. I think you can do that too, and it might even be better, but I don't think so. I feel like you don't get, because if you shiv at first, 3 of those seconds of you clicking your Shadow Dance and then clicking your Death Mark and your Kingsbane, you're just wasting 3 seconds of your shiv. So doing it afterwards, you're getting an entire 6 seconds of full maximum output. So I just do it like I did it, but you can do it either way. After that, all you're going to be doing is saving your shiv for your kidneys, and you're just bleeding every target that's next to you. Don't go out of your way across the map to bleed one target just to have these guys fall off. So like, the main goal is at least having 2 people at all times with full bled up. So like, just like this. That's your main goal right here. Now, if the healer walks by and you're not gouging him, you're not going to CC him. Let's say you're playing with like an Amphilock or something, or like an Elemental Shaman, something that's PvE. You can bleed the other shot. Like, you can bleed him, you can do everything. Now, if you're playing with something that's not PvE and you need Set of Swin, don't even bleed the healer unless you're swamping him, otherwise, because you need to be able to gouge him and you need to be able to CC him. Now, a good thing that you can do is whenever you have your Shadow Dance, for CC, you can actually kidney the healer. So let's say we full bleed this guy up. We're going to get our comm points. So we have Shadow Dance up. So at this point, we're going to run into this guy, kidney shot the healer, use our Shadow Dance macro. We can cheap shot him, mutilate, garrote, rupture, and then at that point, that's how you pretty much get your mini go off. There you could have Kingsbane since it's a minute cooldown. So just like that, you would have been able to kidney the healer, garrote, rupture, Kingsbane, and then you can either re-garrote off of the cheap shot, or you can just do damn with the venoms. But make sure you're shivving every stun. So even if it was a cheap shot, shiv that target. But otherwise, that's pretty much your burst go. It's pretty basic. It's not very hard to do. So just make sure you're double bleeding. If you're playing with something PvE, like if you're in 2s or anything, make sure you're double bleeding. If you're playing 3s with something PvE or a Cello Shovel with something PvE, so like an Affy, a Boomy, something that requires you to just do maximum output, then you're trying to triple bleed. Otherwise, don't bleed the healer so you can go over to him and gouge him. Boom, 4-second gouge. If you have bleeds on him, it's going to break. So, again, here's how it's going to look. Your opener is going to be pretty much... Let me get a resell here. So you're going to open with... You either can sap the healer, but you're going to garrote. And then you're going to full rupture everybody. So there, boom, we already got our setup ready. At this point, now we can go. So we can either blind the healer, so we can just blind the healer here. So blind the healer. Kidney this guy. Burst. Kingsbane. Shiv. Re-garrote after the kidney. Mutilate. A venom. Mutilate. Mutilate. A venom. We can re-shiv off our first shiv because we have death mark up. Re-rupture because it's going to fall off. At this point, we're mutilate and rupturing. Or mutilate and a venoming. And after that, once our burst is done, just bleed the other targets. Make sure we get full ruptures on everybody. And that is pretty much it. That is your burst. Off your burst, you're just going to be putting Kingsbane with your shivs and your shivs with your stuns. So pretty much every time Kingsbane up, you can do a mini go. You're basically trying to track your trinket with your Kingsbane, and then your trinket Kingsbane with Deathmark. So you're only using death mark if you have, so make sure you use these immediately. Don't wait like 20 seconds after they're up to use them, because then you're gonna have to wait 20 seconds until your death mark's up. So the moment these are up, like, you want to be bleeding and going, just to keep up that, that time period up. So otherwise you're just bleeding these guys, and um, also on your Shadow Dance, it's gonna be an AoE garrote. So while you're pumping, if they're right next to each other, you can actually, it's gonna garrote everybody. It's also gonna rupture everybody. So, that's pretty much that. It's pretty easy. You guys have seen in my videos that it's pretty basic. So again, we're just gonna rupture here, get our bleeds up, and at this point, we're just gonna get our common points. We can run over to the healer here. So run over to the healer, gouge him, kidney shot, shadow dance, death mark, king's bane, shiv, regrow because it's gonna fall off. Then we can regrow it again, and that's pretty much it. Obviously, we didn't have our death mark up, but that's pretty much your mini go without a death mark. You're really only regrowing is if for the silence. Now, don't regrow unless you need to, because you want to put that points to venoms. But pretty much just go to like the first or second time that I showed you. Just copy exactly what that did, like exactly what I did, and you'll do perfectly fine. Now for your CD usage, I'm trying to make sure I don't forget anything. With your Crimson Tempest, you're really only using this if they're stacked. So let's say there's two people and we're bleeding everybody up. Go ahead and get common points and just hit that. And that's an extra bleed. It's really good to use, and it does a lot of overall damage. So now we have 3 bleeds on everybody. It's just another extra bleed to, go. But that's pretty much that. It's pretty basic. Now for your cooldown usage, you can either use, usually I'm using Vanish defensively, but if you use Vanish offensively, it means your Shadow Dance ran out, and like, let's say you Shadow Dance and you get stunned and you don't have the time to regrow. Let's say you kidney somebody, so if I kidney somebody and I see him close to dying, what I'll do is I'll kidney shot, let's say my Shadow Dance is off, but it's like, oh wait, I can, garrote him off that and maybe kill him. I Vanish, and I'm going to garrote off the stun for that extra 3 seconds of a silence. That's the only time you're really using it offensively, is to use it off of like a stun so you can get more bleeds out. Otherwise, you're just using Shadow Dance. For your defensives, I'm pretty much just using Feint every time I'm being attacked, and then on top of that, whenever they start popping CDs, the moment my healer CC'd or is not able to heal me or out heal the pressure, I'm gonna click evasion, and don't click evasion low. You need to be using it high. So the moment your healer CC'd, evasion. The moment they're bursting, and you don't have like a defensive cooldown, you don't have sack, you don't have an iron bark, you don't have full hots, you're not gonna get that much healing, go ahead and evasion. Same thing with cloak. It's kind of the same thing with casters. Once they start bursting you, once you get to about 60% or 70%, go ahead and just click the cloak. Usually don't use it offensively. Like a lot of people will use cloak just to get to somebody. I wouldn't do that. Just wait it out. You gotta be patient. But that's pretty much it. So that's pretty much it for the video. If you guys did enjoy this video, let me know what you guys think. Obviously, I don't think I missed anything, but if I did, check the comments. It's the fastest way I can do it, so it's not like a 40-minute video. I know you guys would like to get in and see what's goody. Build is below. The macros will be below. Everything you need. Description, check it out. Otherwise, I'll see you guys in the next video, and peace.